Hello everyone, Dr. Suneel Dhand, internal medicine physician. Welcome to another video. In this video, I would like to share with you my thoughts on the one medication which I believe made the biggest difference to the trajectory of the pandemic over the last 3 years. And it may not be the medication that you are thinking, but I know that people who watch my videos may know the medication that I'm going to bring up. But the other part of this is that I want to impart on you that this medication could be very important for you or a family member potentially in the future in the right situation. I'm a physician who has worked at the front lines of the pandemic since the very beginning. March 2020, I was there. I actually had a case of the infection very early on, thankfully a mild case, and I was afforded good natural protection as a result. Since then, I've treated thousands of hospitalized patients with the virus. Thankfully, it's much less now. I've worked in several different hospitals, I've worked in different states, and I saw from the very beginning the complete charade that was our pandemic response. At a societal level, at a political level, at a health authority level, we had completely the wrong doctors leading us. The most sensationalist, the most illogical, and quite frankly, the most dumb doctors showing up on TV, rather than the doctors who were actually practicing at the front lines with a calm head. And I talked from the very beginning. You can go back and watch some of my videos. I called out the fact that the mad rush for ventilators was the wrong thing to be doing. I was frustrated with a lack of early treatment protocol. So about 2 to 3 months into the pandemic, data started to come out showing that patients who were prescribed steroids, yes, simple steroids, were doing a lot better. We started to get data from a very large trial called the recovery trial, mainly done in the United Kingdom, which showed this effect. And the particular dosage of steroid that was prescribed was 6 milligrams of dexamethasone. That's a particular steroid that they used. Had they used a different steroid like prednisone, maybe at a different dosage, maybe it would have shown a similar effect. But data from the trial led to us using dexamethasone at a dose of 6 milligrams, a course of 10 days. I suppose that's a good side of a country with socialized medicine leading a large clinical trial, because they will always want to go for the cheapest medication which is easy for the government to buy. Simple steroids which had been around forever, and that was the time where I noticed patients were doing a lot better. They were leaving the hospital quicker, they were weaned off oxygen much faster. So who would have guessed, after all the drama of the first few months of 2020, that simple steroids would end up being the key medication leading to improved outcomes in patients afflicted with the virus. And mark my words, had a quote-unquote new antiviral medication come out, which had shown even half the effect of dexamethasone, it would have been blasted all across the mainstream media and heralded as the next best thing since penicillin. Because that is what many medical establishments all over the world, including the United States, want. They want expensive medications where they can make a lot of money, but not in this case. In my opinion, dexamethasone was an absolute game changer. Now, I've never thought very highly of many of the other medications touted during the pandemic, including remdesivir, other quote-unquote antivirals. I think the evidence behind them is not very strong and they have a lot of side effects. And of course, steroids themselves are not without side effects, especially if you prescribe them for a long time. Usually in the short term, they're a bit better, but in the long term, they can cause weight gain, they can make the skin thin, they can impair immunity, they can make people swell up. But in the short term, they can often be very, very good for reversing acute conditions, as we saw during the pandemic and we're still seeing. And my take-home message for you is this. What I would like you to take home, and could be very important either for yourself or a family member, I guess it's less likely to be you, probably a family member or a loved one, if they are ever in a situation where they are in a hospital and the doctors don't know what's going on, they've tried lots of different things and the situation keeps getting worse, often a short course of steroids is worth a try. There is a saying which has been passed down by generations of good medical professors: never let a patient die without giving them steroids. It's often worth a try if you don't know what's going on. And if you are ever in that situation, please speak to your doctor about trying steroids. We prescribe them a lot as an outpatient for many different conditions, inflammatory conditions ranging from bronchitis, gout, inflammatory skin conditions. They are prescribed all the time. and it's worth speaking to your doctor about if you are in a situation or a family member is in a situation where the doctors don't know what's happening and you keep getting worse. I've seen steroids used many times successfully in acute situations in the hospital to reverse inflammation and get the patient on the right path to recovery. Thanks everyone for listening. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you have any experiences with steroids either during the pandemic or other experiences with steroids? Feel free to comment down below. Check out my online academy. That link is down below, as is a link to my free newsletter. Feel free to sign up for that. Hit the like button if you like this video and the bell button for more similar videos in the future. We will speak again very soon.